All right. It's Monday. It's Monday night. We are going to be analyzing a deal, a subto deal in Zephyrhills, Florida today. So let's take a quick look at the deal details, and we're just going to start populating things as they kind of come up. So let me kind of just talk it through here. Hey, how you doing? All right. Let's keep staying consistent together. So, underlying purchase price $276,000. Underlying mortgage 263,016. 263,016. 3.99% interest rate. Cash to seller 12,500. That includes paying off 2 mechanic liens of $10,500. You take over debt as well to further lower entry fee. Okay, $5,000 for the assignment, plus $4,500 for the realtor. So that's $9,500 total. Again, if anyone wants to look at the full screen, you always go to youtube.com/@Kent_HE. And then let's see, the PITI is 1871.17. So I'm just going to start putting in numbers right here. 1871.17 minus the sub-2 principal minus the interest rate. Rent rate is $2,089 per the rentometer report. So the entry fee is $23,000. Okay. Rent reports right here. Exit strategy, long-term rental is $2,100 a month. STR, $3,000 to $5,000 a month. I don't trust Data Rabu. MTR is $3,500 to $4,000 a month. Okay, interesting. All right, so the first thing we want to do is let's look it up and let's do a quick drive-by on the street. This is Zephyrhills, and this is right at the end of a dead-end street. Okay, so you got people that are parking on the front lawn. So that makes me feel like people would be okay with a little bit extra parking, because Zephyrhills and if you guys ever want to watch one of my podcast episodes I did with Beth Silverman and Quentin from Pad Split, it's right on my YouTube channel. But I know that Zephyrhills, I think there is a water bottle plant there, so this might be a good area for a pad split, but that's not what I'm doing today. For today, I'm going to analyze using the Section 8 exit strategy. If I have time tomorrow, maybe I'll analyze it for a pad split for all of you, just so you guys can see how I would analyze it. But just in case you guys don't know, I already have a video up on YouTube for a pad split analysis. So neighborhood looks okay. It looks like a working class neighborhood. Let's see if I can find it on tophap.com. So I go to tophap.com, tophap.com, and I want to get a quick sense of the neighborhood and get the crime score. Ooh, 149. That is high. That's one of the highest crime scores I've seen. So for me, I do not like this number. This is probably one of the highest that I've seen. But I don't know this neighborhood, right? I might try to ask a local realtor and who has a little bit more experience with Zephyrhills to tell me whether this is truly a bad neighborhood. I mean, nothing jumps out to me, but it looks like when I looked at the property, at least looks like it's in pretty decent condition. Yeah, you don't really need to do much here, especially since the flooring and stuff is already in check. Let's skydiving drop zone. That's funny. Let's keep going. Let's keep looking at these. What's up, Tristan, man? Good to hear from you, buddy. Let's keep looking. All right, so I got all this stuff. It's okay. Let's do a quick walkthrough, because sometimes in order to see when you can do something with the space, you have to look at it. So when I look at this space right now, as I come through the living room, you could probably, if you were to pursue the pad split, right, this living room right here, in this section right here, that could become its own bedroom right here. I mean, the kitchen is what it is. Let's see. This is one bedroom right here. That's a private. Is that a private bath? Okay. Private bath, and then that is a there's your vent. That's going to be important. Yeah, it's hard if you were trying to separate out. So here's what the thought process was going on through my head. I was thinking, could you make this bathroom into a shared bathroom? Because if you want to turn to, let's say, a 6-bed, 2-bath home, you almost need to create sort of a hallway right here so that other folks can have access to that bathroom, because you can't really have more than, ideally, you don't really want more than like 3 people to one bathroom. But however, if you try to turn this into a hallway, you have this vent that's right here. So this room is not going to get air conditioning as easily without like a mini split or something like that. So let's go back into the living room here. Now, this is a much more extensive walkthrough than I would normally do, because I'm thinking about this from a pad split perspective too, which is a rent by the room model. So this room is what it is. You're not really modifying this room here. And then here's another room. Yeah, this room's too small. It's not like you're going to be splitting into anything else. I'm just looking for vent. The vent's right there. Okay, so that's it for these rooms. I'm so confused. Is that 3 rooms? 1, 2. Yeah, 3. So the best thing you can possibly do with this home is probably just turn it to a 4-2, because I don't really see any other avenues that you can add an additional bedroom. There's no square footage. And I guess in that scenario, you can only have 4-2 because, one, you have a little dining area here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your 4 bedrooms. These 3 will share that 1 bedroom in this hallway. And then you have this one person here that gets their own private bath. So more than likely, they have a higher weekly rental rates because they have their own private bath. All right. So there's just a thought process out there for a pad split. We're not going to analyze that, but maybe I have time tomorrow. I can quickly take a look at it. So on this scenario, let's take a look at the HUD FMR. So HUD FMR, we're going to look at Access Smart FMRs, look up FY 2024 FMRs, and we're going to get the county for this property. Pasco County. Pasco County. Boom. This is in 33542. 33542. And the bedroom count here is a 3-bed. So your max rent here, according to this, is $1,800. So the FMR 3-bed 33542 is $1,800. Now the 4-bed max rent is $2,200. Slightly higher spread there, and that's for a 4-bed. All right. Next thing we want to do is get the market rent. So I'm gonna go to affordable.com, go to the owner section, market rent estimator, plug in the address, plug in the bedroom count, and then get the bedroom count here. Looks like the market rent here on the far right is 25 units within a 0.78 mile radius. 0.78 is 1865. So I'm gonna feel pretty confident that I can get the full market rent, the FMR here, the fair market rents, that also what I call is the rent ceiling, as $1,800. All right. And then let's kind of plug in all these numbers. 1809, 2031, 2149. Okay. Now I'm also gonna get the rents for a 4-bedroom while I'm here, because I just thought out loud, like, how can I get an extra 4-bedroom, right? But just remember, you do that, there's no living room. So that might not be as attractive to a single family renter. But let's see what the numbers are. 2344. Okay, great. You do see a lift going from a 3-bed to a 4-bed, and that's 25 units within a 1.83 mile radius. 2441. Now, the reason I'm writing all these out is that because my partners already know my underwriting process. So when I put all these numbers in and I send it to them later, if I think it's a deal, they're going to be like, okay, I know exactly what he's looked up for so far. Now, for this property, I don't really imagine needing much. I don't really imagine needing much renovations on this property because the pictures look pretty good for the most part, right? So I'm gonna set aside some money just for the roof, just because I'm in Florida. There might be some patching needed. You never know. Want to protect against some rain. I got $500 to do some landscaping on this property, and then I'm just gonna set aside some money to paint the place. 1196. It looks like it's a pretty good shape already, but I'm just gonna leave that money out there so I have a little bit of renovations for this property. I'm gonna make sure that both toilets are upgraded to the high pressure flush toilets for these properties, and that leads me to roughly around 9 grand of rehab on this property. Okay, might be lower, might be higher, but I'm just being conservative here right now because I haven't even done a walkthrough of the property yet. Okay, now at $1,800 rent, roughly $9,000 of renovations on this property. If I get $1,800, and I'm using 1,800 because that is the lower of the two when it compared to market rents that I saw on HUD FMR of 1,800 to what I saw on affordablehousing.com, which is what I'm calling the market rents. Since the rent ceiling is $1,800, I'm only going to assume that I can get 1,800 and not 1,865. So if you notice how they marketed the deal, they said the long-term rentals was 2,100. Could it be higher? Yeah, but for me, I'm going with the rent ceiling because I want the guaranteed rents from the government. So at $1,800 after plugging my property taxes right here, I got 8% for property management, and I got 10% for my maintenance, and I got 3% for my vacancy after I plugged in and backed into the total PITI 1871. Look, if the PITI is 1871, chances are it's not going to be a deal because the maximum rent you're only getting is 1,800. So that's how I know that it is not a deal for this property. Hey, Andy, how you doing, man? Good to hear from you. It's late, man. It's a long weekend, so spending time with my family. So, hey, we're still going to stay consistent. So, we're going to analyze these deals a little bit later at night, even if that's necessary. So, negative 484. So, let's talk about this. This 3-bedroom property, negative 484. Cash flow, whoops, the rent was 1,800. Negative 484 is a cash flow, and that's a negative 18.8%. Okay. Purchase price was 276, and rehab was roughly 9 grand. Okay, so that's not a deal. What if I turn this into a 4-bedroom? What if I framed out that room? Let's say that cost me about 15 grand to get permits and everything, right? And I added $15,000, and now I'm able to get my full market rent, fair market rent at 2,200. Is that a deal? No, because now I'm still a negative 168. Right? So this is the scenario that you can go through in your head and think about, like, how do I creatively make this a deal? Great, it's not. Okay. Purchase price of 260, 276. Yeah, this is not a deal. All right, so that's it for tonight. This is not a deal on the long-term rental basis. However, we can take a quick look at it as a pad split tomorrow. Maybe that's one thing I'll do tomorrow night. Is when I come back on. If I look at another property, I'll at least come back to this property and show you how I thought about it from a pad split perspective, because it could be a 4-bedroom, a 4-2, but as a weekly rental rate, let's see what we can do here. If I just look up the Zephyrhills in on pad split, one of my rentals are at. Let's see if I can fold this in. So New Case Ave, where am I on a map? This property is right off of that big highway, the main street of Gaw Boulevard, right? Okay. So there's some pad splits right over in this area right here that goes for 164. Hey, let me bump this over here. They're going for 164 a week, 189 a week, 179 a week, and 188 a week. Okay, good to know. If I do 4 bedrooms, well, 3 bedrooms and then one with a private bath. Do any of these have a private bath? Let's see. What you're looking to do is compare apples to apples, and you're trying to figure out which of these pad splits is comparable to your home? I would say these are all like pretty well renovated. 2 rooms left, 4 rooms left. And I'm just looking at all these properties to see if they have like their own private shared full bath, shared full bath, shared full bath. Okay. Share full bath, share full bath. What I'm trying to see right now is what weekly rates can I get if the room had its own private bath. This is a 11 bed, 3 bath. Wow, that's a lot of bedrooms. Shared full bath. Okay. So the lowest I'm seeing right now is $164 a week. And then if I assume I can get $225 for that one room with a private ensuite bathroom, that's going to equal to roughly around $717 a week. If I assume that my occupancy will be about 47 weeks a year, that will be equals to an annual revenue of $34,000. Okay, so I'll run through some expenses tomorrow and talk through it. But I just want to show you guys like how I initially look at it. If you guys are looking for a passport rep, just definitely let me know if you guys want a referral link to PadSplit that can get you directly to the folks from PadSplit that I had on my podcast, and it will bring you directly to their calendars to set up an account. But the point is, what you want to ask about PadSplit and about what these weekly rental rates are is you want to get by zip code what the average rents look like per week and what the average occupancy looks like. Obviously, you want to furnish your home so that it's above that standard, but there's no guarantees, right? So when you underwrite, I typically underwrite conservatively, and I always try to make sure, like, hey, if they say I'm going to get 90% occupancy, I'll probably underwrite 85% and just stress test the numbers a little bit and see when it's still a deal. So we can go through this tomorrow, but at least I wanted to get you guys started. And if you guys need a referral link to PadSplit, just DM me, and I'll make sure you guys get to the right PadSplit rep that was on the podcast, who have been extremely helpful whenever I have been underwriting PadSplits in the past. So let's go. Hey, what spreadsheet are you using? Hey, Cliff, I'm using a combination of spreadsheets that I have gotten from others, and I essentially just modified it to meet my own underwriting standards. So if you want to copy, just DM me on Instagram at investwithkenthe, and I can email you the spreadsheet. Let's see. Any other comments that... All right. I think that's pretty much it for today then. So this was not a deal because it was not a cash flowing property. And tomorrow we can try looking at this from another angle using the PadSplit rent by the room model. That could be one avenue that we explore. And then after that, well, completely up to you guys on where else you want to do. And if you guys ever need help underwriting a deal, just make sure you send it to me. I know I had someone send a deal to me yesterday. I had to follow up on this one first, and then I'll probably analyze that one tomorrow in Maricopa County. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in today. I know it's Monday. I know it's late. Thank you for underwriting deals with me every single day. Africa, one less. Yeah, if you want a video on me underwriting a PadSplit, it's right on my YouTube channel. So I can definitely share that with you in 1 second on those ones. But just DM me and I can send you that spreadsheet on how to analyze a PadSplit. So have an amazing night, everybody. This was always super fun. I super appreciate you all caring about affordable housing. Thank you so much. Without people like you, I would never have the home I grew up in. So thank you so much. Have an amazing Monday, and let's stay consistent together. Please copy what I'm doing. Again, this is not investment advice. I'm not soliciting any investments, but I hope you really take this seriously. I hope you spend the time, be consistent. Because remember, all it takes is just 18 minutes every single day. Do it for 365 days. You're going to be better underwriting than 95% of the world. And I know that's going to be beneficial. You might not feel like you're making progress, but man, in a year from now, you're going to feel so different, so much more confident. All right. Have an amazing night, everybody. And I'll catch all of you again tomorrow.